Hey guys, I'm Nick and welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, please don't forget to click that subscribe button. Today I'm talking to you about episode 4 of Resident Alien, entitled Birds of a Feather. I'm going to have a run through the episode, talk about some of my favourite scenes and moments from this episode, and also speculate on some little secrets and things that might be coming up in future episodes as well. It was a really funny episode with a few definite laugh out loud moments. Let's take a look through Episode 4 of Resident Alien. So just before we get started, guys, I just wanted to say that between the 17th and the 21st of February, I've got a special 15% off sale in my merch store. If you want to pick yourself up a cool sci-fi related t-shirt or hoodie, mug, cap or whatever, that'd be fantastic. It really helps support the channel and you can pick up some really cool designs in there. So this episode starts with a parody on the 1980s sitcom Cheers, where we have the Cheers opening theme music with all the little small town moments where Harry's having coffee with a couple of guys in a diner, and then he's meeting people in a bar. Everybody knows his name and greeting him, and it's all very friendly and cordial. He's kind of coming home to his wife and child, and everything's all very sort of wholesome. And then the mailman brings him a package which he unwraps, and inside is his full extinction event device, which activates and then proceeds to wipe out members of the town. It's sort of this weird kind of contrast between the whimsy of the Cheers opening title sequence with this kind of catastrophic event where basically all human life is extinguished on Earth. So obviously this is a dream sequence. Harry wakes up. It would seem that when his species takes over human form on a molecular level, it also starts, exhibiting their traits and mannerisms and habits, like dreaming as well. So it was a cool, fun little opening sequence, I thought. Harry gets invited out to dinner with the mayor and his family, and obviously the mayor's son, Max, is the kid that can see Harry in his true form. So the second I saw this happening, okay, this moment is going to be rife with all these little fun sparring moments between Harry and Max, because the relationship between these two guys over the last few episodes has really developed really nicely, to the point where Max isn't scared of Harry anymore, and Max is definitely giving Harry a run for his money, putting him to the test and making him seem like a fool, and yeah, basically trying to one-up him at every occasion. And Max, of course, is a pretty clever cookie. His plan is to suck up to Harry, make out that he's friends, and there's absolutely no issue with him being an alien whatsoever, which has really thrown Harry for a loop. Max's plan is to steal Harry's keys, give the keys to Sahar, his little Muslim girlfriend from school, and she's going to go off to the hardware store and copy Harry's keys so that they can break into his house and find all of his secrets. So one surprising thing that came out of the dinner party scene wasn't all of Harry's awkward moments, as I thought it would be between him and Max, and also him just sort of, doing faux pas at a dinner party. But actually, most of the humour in the dinner party scene came out of Darcy's ex-relationship with Mayor Hawthorne. They used to date in high school, and this is news to Ben Hawthorne's wife, who wasn't aware that Darcy and Ben used to date. Darcy obviously had too many glasses of red wine. She's kind of laying it all on pretty thick, and Ben's sort of trying to play it down as much as he possibly can. Normally the awkward humour comes from Harry, but in this case it was from Darcy, so nice little change up there. When Sahar comes into the convenience store or whatever, she's great, like a line of old people and the popo, and then she pretends she's buying a box of tampons. There's some really funny moments that came out of little Sahar in this episode. It was a nice little breath of fresh air, an addition to the comic moments in this show. I love the scene after dinner where Max is showing Harry and Darcy his model of the solar system whilst he's sort of stalling because Sahar has to get back with Harry's keys that she's been copying, and they're talking about how accurate the model is. Ben's saying, isn't it great how we used the marbles to make the moons of Mars, and Harry goes, oh, they're not moons, they're a transit station. So it's like a nice little moment there where Harry corrects him on a technicality. The scenes with Sahar and Max on their little quest on their bikes to try to uncover Harry's secrets, it was cute. It sort of reminded me of Stranger Things, or it reminded me of The Goonies, or any of those kind of 80s movies where you've got a little bunch of kids on their bikes riding around small towns to uncover secrets and that sort of stuff. It was a nice little throwback to those old movies. When Darcy and Harry part ways for the evening, and Darcy asks for a kiss, and Harry just basically licks her all over her face. But she says it wasn't the worst kiss that she's ever had. So that was kind of a funny and awkward moment, at Harry's best. Another cute part of this episode was the sort of rivalry between Deputy Liv Baker and Sheriff Mike Thompson, where obviously Liv is trying to be a good cop, and she's uncovering evidence, which the sheriff is kind of just dismissing because he's such a alpha personality and quite full of himself. He doesn't believe anybody can come up with any viable theories or notions that aren't him. So poor old Liv has to put up with this, and she's getting a bit tired of it. In our next part of the episode, we find out that our two operatives that killed the cowboy in the previous week's episode are part of some government organisation that's been tasked to uncover and to track down the alien that has landed on Earth. So obviously the US government is well aware that Harry's ship has crash landed somewhere in the Colorado region. They've probably tracked it, and they've sent these guys out to try to hunt Harry down. And they've been hunting Harry down for quite some time, trying to uncover clues and going to a great deal of effort to find him. Just so happens that Harry and Asta and her father happen to stop at a gas station on their way out to provide medical services to Asta's grandmother, and they just happen to walk right in front of the van where these two government operatives happen to be stationed at this particular moment in time. And Harry even uses the bathroom next to the male of the two and has a nice little comedic exchange with him at the urinal. And as Harry joins Asta and her father at the family celebrations that are going on there at the Indian reservation, where they've come to administer some medical treatment to Asta's grandmother, Harry starts to learn a bit more about human behaviour and human beings, and the fact that they all kind of gather together and they need to be part of a unit, and they bond. And it's not just about eating food together, it's about, family and all this sort of stuff. So he's starting to gain a bit of empathy about the human race. So hopefully he might take these things into consideration before pressing the go button on his annihilation device. And of course, in typical Harry style, he puts his foot well and truly in it when he reveals Asta's secret, that Jay is in fact Asta's daughter that she had when she was 16 years old, which the rest of the family didn't know about. And she runs off, and there's sort of quite a lot of, the drama moments, the emotional moments in this episode come out of Asta's secret being revealed that she has a daughter. And we obviously go through, scenes with her father and with her, cousin or sister about this situation. And I guess it's good for a bit of character development, even though, most of the scenarios in this show are kind of based on the awkward humour that comes out of Harry. Sometimes the awkwardness plays into a dramatic situation or an emotional situation, not always a wacky comedic situation. And those moments work well as well. And another quirky montage was, of course, Harry learning to play basketball. Yeah, he's kind of getting used to the rules. It's, he manages to luck into a few pretty fancy shots, but then obviously runs around the court very awkwardly and humorously at the same time. So he's still picking it up. And of course, now that Max and Sahar have Harry's keys copied, they're going to go and infiltrate his house and see what they can find out about him. And they accidentally poke around a bit too much because they find bits of Harry's ship, and they also find Harry's little anti-gravity device that he's made there, which has his apple hovering on it. And of course, like most kids, they do the wrong thing by touching something they shouldn't, and they get knocked unconscious to the ground. And of course, when Harry gets back to his cabin from the Indian reservation, he finds the unconscious bodies of Max and Sahar in his cabin, and they're still alive. He puts them both into duffel bags. And then in this episode's big twist ending, a mysterious woman suddenly in Harry's house, whilst he's got two duffel bags on each shoulder with the kids in them. And we go, oh, well, who the hell's this woman? And we find out that she's in fact human Harry's wife. We didn't know Harry was married or had a wife. He was obviously just alone when the alien took him over. Human Harry's wife has returned. So this will be very interesting to see how this new development plays out in future episodes. It's along with a bit more information about the government agents who are trying to track Harry down and how that is all going to collide at some point too. And I'm thoroughly looking forward to seeing the general who oversees this whole government operation, played by, spoiler alert here, Linda Hamilton from the Terminator franchise. What did you guys think of this episode? I really enjoyed it. I thought there was some definite laugh out loud moments in it. Most of them came from the kids, which was a nice fresh change of pace, I think. So that was good. Good on Max and Sahar for providing some great cute comedy moments in this episode. Guys, let me know what your thoughts were on this episode in the comments section. Don't forget to like, to share, to click on subscribe, check out my merchandise, 15% off, remember, for the next few days, and click on the join button if you would like to know more about becoming a Sci-Finatics member. Until then, I'll catch you guys next time for my next review.